Hi, I'm Joni.
And I'm Kitt. Last week, you may have joined us for the whys of getting organized. This week, we're focusing on how to.
That's right. So we're here to give you some tips on how to get started.
That anybody can use. This is like the basic steps that we use in our own client homes.
In our own homes.
True.
And without further ado, our very first tip is to make sure to edit your belongings. And what that means to us is not having items in your home that you don't believe to be really beloved and special, or that are very useful to you.
So if you don't use it, lose it, and don't hold on to something just because you paid money for it. There's always somebody out there who could definitely benefit from that item.
Give that item a new life with someone who will use it and need it. And I think these two go hand in hand, but in that same vein, we want to try to minimize impulse buys, right?
Yes.
And really be a more thoughtful shopper. And for this reason, I always think to myself when I'm deciding whether to buy something, let's say it's a shirt, and I'll think, when will I wear it? What might I wear it with? Will it go with the other items in my closet? It's for me more about what can I replace from my closet,
Right.
What's not working anymore that I need to replace, as opposed to just new, better, all the time.
And I've taken this philosophy to gift giving. Before I give a gift to somebody, I've really started thinking, will they like it? Will they use it? Do they need it? And that's actually helped me sort of rein in some of those like, ooh, so-and-so would love this. And it's like some weird tchotchke that I know that they probably would be like, thanks.
Yeah, because I do find those are a lot of the things that our clients have a hard time getting rid of are the, I don't like this, or I've never used this, but it was given to me by someone. And there's a lot of guilt attached to letting go of items that have been given to you by someone else.
On that note, we're not encouraging you to get rid of things that have meaning and sentiment to them, by
Definitely
no
not.
means. Only things that you kind of don't really know what you're holding on to other than the fact that somebody gave it to you.
Or like the fifth spatula, when you in fact only ever use the 1 or 2 spatulas.
Well, I have 5 and I use them all.
Okay, great. If you use all 5 spatulas, then you should keep all 5 spatulas. But
Yes.
if you're someone who uses just the same one spatula, maybe you can pare it down to 1 with an emergency backup spatula. Okay, step 2. Once you've decided what the items are that are staying in your home that you know you need and love,
Yep.
every item needs a home.
Everything needs a place, even down to a pen, a spatula. They need to have a home. You need to think through the system. And this is where you can really take a step back and think about your processes in each space. When we're in the kitchen, for example, we generally ask clients, are you right-handed or left-handed? Do you like to do a lot of prep by the sink, or do you like to prep while you're cooking? These are all sort of things that you need to think through your system. And once you can think through your flow, it will be hopefully pretty obvious where the homes for each of those things should be.
The focus should be on accessibility and visibility.
And functionality.
That's right. When you're thinking about where to place a home for everything, we like to think about zones, right?
Yep.
So this is my coffee zone, and everything I need to make my coffee lives here. And that's just a little helpful tip on how to begin thinking about where the home should be for everything.
Yep. Okay, so step 3 is don't put it down, put it away. And I know that sounds really arduous, but it really does help maintain your systems once you've created that home for everything to not just plop things down. Now,
That's right.
That being said,
We're realists.
we are realists. I personally don't put everything away the instant that I use it. I create a holding zone for whatever those items are. So if I've been using a lot of items in the kitchen, I might just have one area where I know, like, when I am done and I am ready, all those things are gonna get put back where they belong. Same thing when I'm walking in the house. I actually have a basket where I collect all the items that are in places that they don't belong. And then at the end of the day, I will go and, or not just me, the whole family will go and put things back where they belong.
I love that. It's perfect. And on that note of putting things away, this really leads us into step 4, which is to maintain the organizational systems. And I think this one is a hard one to swallow for some people, because getting over the initial hump of getting your home organized can be a really time-consuming, somewhat arduous task sometimes. But here's the thing, you have to maintain the organizational systems, right? So part of that is sort of rethinking how you function in your space and putting things away, as we said in step number 3. But another piece of that is the realistic realization that you're going to have to alter and tweak things over time.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's right. Things don't always stay exactly the same. Things are coming into your home, things are leaving your home. kids are growing. And so I think a big myth that we often run into is that once something is organized, you don't ever have to touch it again. But you do kind of have to come back periodically. And I know that for each person, it's very different how regularly they do that.
Yeah, one of my favorite examples is the pantry and or the refrigerator, because you're doing, I would assume, weekly food shopping, right? And so you're constantly sort of assessing what might have expired, which hopefully things aren't once you have a great organizational system. But what things need to be put away, what things are being eaten and maybe not loved so much in your house. Just kind of always revamping the way that you are storing those items. So to review, our 4 steps are to edit your belongings, make a home for all of those belongings, make sure that you put things back in their home, don't put it down, put it away, and finally, number 4 is to maintain your spaces over time. So get to know yourself, find out what works best for you, and give yourself a break if what you try doesn't work perfectly the first time or if it doesn't work for you over time.
So we hope that you are really going to be able to use these 4 tips and that you're going to have happy organizing adventures. Let us know how they go. Send us some comments and pictures down below.
That's right.
And remember, if it's practical for you,
it is perfect for you. That was going to be such a good one too about your 5 arms. Something she was definitely going to keep in the video. It's a bummer that had to get cut.